Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you so much for your patience. Welcome to session 3 of Smart Start, brought to you by the Division of Student Services and Development as part of your first year experience at the UWI St. Augustine Campus. I am Jarrell Alder, Manager of Student Engagement, and today I am joined by my members of the team at the Student Engagement Unit, as well as a fantastic, let me tell you, students, a fantastic cross-faculty team right here at our campus. And together we will guide you through what I trust would be yet another insightful and yet another enjoyable session. Of course, if you have been enjoying Smart Start so far, we ask that you share some love in the chat. We'll definitely appreciate that, all right? So for those of you who were here with us for last week's session and even the one before, we say welcome back, and we are always happy to have you. And for those of you who are new here and joining us this week for the very first time, welcome, and please do let us know in the chat if you are new to Smart Start, as we'd love to hear from you. We are truly honored students that you've chosen us at the UWI St. Augustine Campus for your university experience, and through our campus's first year experience program, which you would soon come to know as FYE, we are indeed committed to ensuring that you transition successfully to your first year of study with us. So we encourage you to stay connected with us on all FYE platforms for information on all of the upcoming orientation events, all of the initiatives that we have planned for you, to ensure that you transition comfortably and are prepared for success in your first year of study with us at the UWI St. Augustine Campus. So at last week's session, we looked at fees, we looked at finance, we looked at funding, and of course, here's a gentle reminder that this video recording is available on our FYE YouTube channel in case you missed it, all right? In today's session, we will be discussing academic readiness, a very important conversation that would help you in understanding your academic responsibility as a university student. Today, you will also have the opportunity to engage with members of your specific faculty, which I hope you are excited about. And in these breakout sessions, you'll be introduced to the all-important process that is academic advising. And you will also have a chance to chat a bit with some of the administrators and some of the deputy deans within your faculty, where you can ask and get answers to any faculty-specific questions that you may have at this time. So as you can tell, students, today's session will provide you with insights and a whole lot of valuable information. So you are encouraged, as always, to be attentive in these sessions. We encourage you to take notes as we go along, to ask questions at the appropriate time, and to also breathe, just as I've been saying for the last few weeks. Say it with me. Breathe and trust that by participating in FYE, you are definitely on the right path of attaining success in your first year of study with us at the UWI St. Augustine Campus. So to ensure today that you have the absolute best experience, we ask that you keep your microphones muted until the designated Q&A segment. You are free, of course, to turn your cameras on. And of course, be sure to engage with us in the chat, as we are here to support you. So now that I've shared some information with you on what you can expect today, and before I introduce our very first speaker, I want to share a little video with you. It's a video that would really set up the context for today. We're talking about academic readiness. You will soon hear about the academic advising process. And to kickstart our session today, we want to share a video with you on what the academic advising process is about. And of course, you have an opportunity to chat with faculty a bit more on what this process would entail for you. So I'm going to toss over to my team to just share that video with you. And of course, we're asking for your absolute attention, as this is very important to you. So team, tossing over to you for our video on academic advising.
Hi, my name is Chelsea and I'm a student of the University of the West Indies. Today I'm going to talk to you about academic advising, why it's so important, and what you can expect from your advisor. Academic advising is when a representative of a faculty or department provides information to students to help them navigate the university. Academic advising usually happens at the beginning of every semester, and each faculty has their own strategies and schedules. So be sure to check your UWI email and faculty website for information specific to you. Advising also helps facilitate correct guidance and support, so you are encouraged to work closely with your advisor to have a successful graduation from UWI and plan for your future. Advisors are there to provide information and help you make informed decisions about your degree program and career. And they are invested in your progress because your successes are ultimately their successes. Advisors can be academic or non-academic staff. And when you meet with your advisors, I encourage you to make a list of questions about your degree program or just university life in general. Academic advising is important because it helps you stay on track to graduate, and it ensures that you're using all the available resources at the University of the West Indies. And this year, advising will take place online, so remember to have your laptop and questions ready. Finally, please remember that it is our responsibility as students to attend academic advising and utilize the services provided by the university. I hope to see you there.
All right, so we're setting the stage. So we're talking about not just academic advising, but we're talking about academic readiness and your academic responsibility. And students, around here, we always love a good giveaway. So we hope that you're taking notes, all right? Because we're definitely going to be quizzing you at some point before our session ends, all right? So it is my absolute pleasure to invite our featured presenter today, students. She is a sociologist, a senior lecturer and head of the Department of Behavioral Sciences at our campus. Please help me welcome Dr. Talia Esnard. Over to you, Dr. Esnard.
Thank you, Mr. Alza, and good afternoon to all of you. Welcome to the session this afternoon on academic readiness, and just welcome to the University of the West Indies. Let me first say that it is a pleasure, and I say this without any reservation. I am a proud graduate of this university. I have done my 3 degrees with this university. I now teach at this university, and I sit here with you to welcome you with this level of pride that I share. And I hope by the time that this particular session has completed, that this level of energy and passion and excitement would resonate with you, and that you will all be feeling the feeling at the end of the session. Having said that, this afternoon I have been tasked with that of providing you with a little bit about academic readiness and then sharing with you some insights that I have gained through the process. So please allow me to share my slides, and I will promise you that I've been given 20 minutes to do so, and I'm going to keep within time. Let me start the session by congratulating you just for being here. There are many persons who, when you leave secondary school, the first thing that you think of, even before you leave, what do I want to do next? How do I pursue the paths that I think are going to work for me? Where do I go? Where is the best university to explore the desires, the goals that I have developed? And I have been carving and building over the time that you've been thinking about higher education. And thank you for making the choice and being at the University of the West Indies. So congratulations, one, for making that choice to go higher, to go beyond high school and to go into higher education. But further congratulations for being accepted and being given an offer to start your journey at this institution of higher learning. I also want to say that you are here. So celebrate the fact that you are here and that you have started your journey. But I want to ask you, are you ready? Pause for a few seconds and ask yourself that. Are you ready? And why do I ask you that? I am asking you that because starting this journey requires many things. But one thing we ought not to take for granted is the question of whether you are ready for the journey that you are now embarking on. And so what I would like to do with you in the few minutes that I have is to share some thoughts with you and to leave some suggestions of how you could enhance your readiness and to make this journey more enjoyable, more meaningful, and to ensure your success at the end of that journey. Remember, a journey is something that you start, but there must be a goal that you are working to at the end of that journey. There's no intention as part of this journey to stay along the path, but to start the journey of higher education and to complete it. So the question of what is that goal is going to come to the end. But the question of are you ready? Let's take some time to look at a few issues. So the first thing I want to speak about this afternoon is the issue of what are the skill sets that you can develop, that you need to have your ears and your eyes on that journey, attuned in to be ready to take that journey forward. And I want to suggest a few things, and bear with me as I go through. And certainly by the end of the session, if you do have any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer them. But I want to start with this one, proactive curiosity. What is that? Someone would ask. And even as I put it in yesterday while developing this particular data to share with you, even just the slide, I'm saying, that could be very much blurry, not very clear, but that's intentional. Because I want you to get you thinking, what is proactive curiosity? It's the ability to be very much thinking about something, but as you think about it, you try to find the answers to them. So it's developing a need to learn, but also to find ways of problem solving and using those problem solving skills to ensure that your learning journey continues. So I'm putting to you developing this skill called proactive curiosity. And that will involve, and I'm very big on this, taking responsibility for your journey. Many times students come from secondary school, perhaps in the same secondary school that they did Cape, but the culture of the secondary school is very different to that of the culture of the university. And therefore, if you don't understand the shift and that landscape where you are entering into, you may become overwhelmed. You may become confused, disoriented, totally confused and overwhelmed with what you are about to enter. I do not want for either or any one of you to be in that space. And therefore, what I want to share with you is that as you enter into the university, to understand that the structure that you were part of high school is not the type of structure you're going to find in university. You're not going to have this 8:30 to 2:30 schedule where classes are fixed and you see a set amount of instructors or teachers for the day. This is a space where you have lots of time in between classes. You might have one class for the day. You might have one class, two classes for the day. You might have three in one day. There's no guarantee of how the timetable is going to fall for you and how your time is going to be throughout this particular session. So you want to be mindful of the institutional landscape, how a class is structured. How is your schedule going to look like based on the kind of programs that you are doing? What is the requirement of your program? So oftentimes we enter and students ask, Miss, how many courses do I have to do? How many classes per week do I have to do? Keep in mind that a full-time student could do up to 5 courses, part-time usually up to 3 courses per semester. So you have to understand what is the distribution for me for semester 1, how many courses do I do in semester 2? Is summer optional or is it mandatory? Those questions need to be part of your radar. But it's not just asking those questions, it's finding the answers to those questions. What are the expectations and responsibilities for students? We do have a code of ethics for students. Find it. Go online, Google it, search it. I know that Google, we do that all the time. We use the internet for everything. What about finding out information about your own journey? Because the more you know, the better you're positioning yourself to go along that journey. Who are the point of contacts while you're in your program? Who's the head of your department? And I kid you not when I say that I have found 30 and finally undergraduate students who come to this department of behavioral sciences and they ask about a program in political science and it is not even in their department, which tells me that this person has not taken the time to understand who is his or her point of contact for the program that he or she is registered in. Know these persons. Know your lecturers, know the head of your department, know the dean of your department. But I also want you to know who are your resource persons. If I need to find out about housing, where do I go? If I need to find out about part-time employment, where do I go? Find your resource hubs. Get to know how to access them. Get to know how useful they are going to be for you. Use them when you have to. I want you out of that process of knowing your landscape to think about what is your responsibility. How do you develop the consciousness about being very responsible, very proactive as part of the process? Should you take the position of being laid back and expect that your lecturer or the faculty members are all going to fill you in as you go along? That's possible, but not advisable. I recommend very highly that you be proactive, that you be curious, and you take charge of your journey. And in doing that, I want you to think about something. Take some time to think about you. You see that blue gentleman in the middle there? I took him out of the puzzle, and that's deliberate. Because in all of the persons that are around you, that forms your institutional environment. But I want you to single yourself out for a little bit, and that's deliberate. What is your strength? Even among all those persons around you, what do you have that differently, uniquely defines you? Every one of you need to be aware of that. You may not know what it is because you're now entering into an institution where you're learning persons and you're learning your environment, and you might know everyone. But certainly, you ought to know the strength that you carry. What do you have that you think is your strength? But also, what is your weakness? What is your point of vulnerability? Do you shy away when you are in a group? That's very important because it means that maybe group work might be a challenge for you. But if you recognize that up front, you could actually find solutions to be ready for when you enter into a course, you are placed in a group, you have a strategy beforehand of how you could navigate that particular process. But in doing that, you're building perseverance, because I will kid you not when I say that along this journey that you have started, you are going to find obstacles, you are going to find challenges. But what I do not want for any one of you all to do here is to stop when you get those barriers. I want you to reach the point of seeing those barriers. I want you to recognize what these barriers are and what they stand for, and how you can overcome those barriers and go beyond it. In thinking about academic readiness, I also want you to know the pulse. And think about the pulse as a heartbeat. If you touch just right here, you feel that heartbeat. If you touch, you feel your heart. You feel the pulse. Your body is moving. You're alive. But it's beyond that. When you are in the institution, know the institutional pulse. What are the networks in the university? There will be cliques. And notice I did not say cliques, because a clique would be exclusive. It's particular to groups and how persons group together based on familiarity and things that bring them together. I don't want you to think of cliques. I want you to think of networks. I want you to think of clubs, because the networks and the club have the ability to build, to grow, to support, as opposed to cliques. So I want you to think of what are the networks on the campus. Go through the guilds, get to know your networks. How do those networks foster creativity, foster growth, foster positive mindsets? Get to know them. What are they doing? Who are they serving? What are they pushing? What are their agendas? What are their activities? Get to know the networks on the campus. The networks could also include your lecturers and their networks, and how they can help you move from where you are to connect you to individuals who may share similar interests with you, and build that interest and the capacity and possibility that you have in you. But I also want you to recognize the kind of interaction that they have on campus. And I tell you, there'll be all different types of interactions. You will see interactions with students that just clutter in little pockets and spaces on the campus to chit-chat, to negatively chat about, to positively encourage, and those who just lime like there's no end to the liming process. Which one do you want to associate yourself with? Do you want to distinguish yourself on this platform that you see there? The blue, the yellow, the white, the orange, the purple? Or do you just want to blend in like everyone else and not be conscious of the type of interactions and the type of spaces that you are finding yourselves? I want to say that to God, to err on the side of caution and to tell you, guard against negative peer associations, negative grouping, and negative linemen. Respect your time while on the campus and let others know that they too must respect your time. But persons can't respect your time if you do not value time in a way where you communicate to others what the time means to you. Be careful with the mimes, the talking, and how people communicate things to you. Body language, oral language, and any other form of language that is now being developed. Be very wary of what is being communicated and the unintended and intended messages that is being communicated through that process. I want you to know, what are the points on campus to engage? Are you want to engage in the library? Do you want to engage on Carnival Fete? Of course, we need to balance all of that. But decide, you make those decisions about what you want to engage in and what you do not want to engage in. You need to be your own decision maker. But to be your own decision maker requires a consciousness up here. You have to be clear on what you want and go for it. But I'm going back to the notion of take responsibility. And I want to really zone in on a very big one for me. And I used to serve in the capacity of deputy dean for student matters before moving on to headship. And there's one thing that I saw. First year students were the most vulnerable for failure rates of among undergraduate students. In other words, we saw the highest failure rates among first-year students in our faculty of social sciences as compared to second and third-year students. The question is why? Because first-year students are making a huge adjustment from the high school culture into the university culture. And many times they're not ready. They're not ready for what is happening on the campus. And they're not ready and conscious of how to make the adjustment. So here's what I want to leave with you. Set your goals. What is the goal that you are coming into the institution with? Are all of you here just because? Just because. And I say just because. Because when I ask students, why have you registered for this program? Well, miss, everybody's doing it. Well, isn't that the next step? Isn't that the natural thing to do? I go from high school to post-tertiary university. Isn't that the track? In as much as that may be, is that track the one that you are undertaking, and for what purpose? How are you defining your goal in taking this track? What are you setting for yourself? Is it that you want to get a first degree? No problem. You are here, you're registered, you're in the program. But what kind of first degree do you want? Is it a pass? Nope. I wouldn't support that. And I am going to be the one who said I'm not going to support. And I won't even ask you to think at that level. Do you want a little bit above a pass, 60, 70, we're going better, or do you want to excel? I would want you to think about the journey of excellence. Now, that journey is not going to be easy. Don't let me let you think that it's going to be easy. There are going to be struggles, there are going to be obstacles. But remember what I said earlier, every single journey has obstacles. But it's how do you know of what those obstacles are enough to be able to overcome those obstacles and to do well and to succeed along those journeys. And I want to say, carve out your goal. Is it that you want first-class honors when you leave here? Set that goal for yourself. And I set that one because when you set your goals, don't aim low, aim high. Aim high, first-class honors. So that if you are pushing for that, God forbid that something goes wrong, COVID, natural disaster, a shake-up in the family, you are able to, if you fall, the cushions that you have set underneath that are good enough to keep you from falling not too far behind. But set your goal high. Let that be where you start. Don't start at the bottom, start at the top. But while you're doing that, manage your time. Respect your time. Don't think about time as the clock that ticks from minute and second to minute and hour to day and etc. Think about the time in terms of how do I value it? What does 2 hours or do 2 hours mean to me? What does a day mean to me? If I lose 4 hours of my day, does that matter? Maybe not to some of you, but make it matter. If you want to receive those premonitions, those projections that you've made for yourself, let time mean something differently. My 4 hours have to be valuable. And I tell everyone that. If you're asking me to do something, then that time must be used wisely. I'm here with you. This is important to me because too many times do I see students coming in here and they're not ready. So the time that I'm spending with you here today, that is a valuable use of my time because I want to work to support you as part of the institution, as part of the persons who are committed to doing this job. But do a temperature check. Remember when I said that? For those of us who drive, oftentimes we have to check the temperature in our vehicles. But I want you to think about the temperature check as something you do for yourself, which means you have to pause, check yourself. Think about the temperature check. What is your temperature? Are you lukewarm, not really gelling in? Are you cold, totally withdrawn? Or are you just in the right temperature to take that journey and catapult it forward? Do a temperature check. As often as you need to, there's no prescriptive way of doing this, but take time for you. Take time to do that temperature check. And if you have to, realign, adapt, change your goals, change the pace, change the pathway that you're using, but be always ready to make that adjustment. But I want to say something to you that is just as important. Stay focused. And this is no underestimation of a statement and advice. Stay focused. Because there are going to be lots of things along the way to steer you away from that goal and that journey that you've started. But be mindful. Be mindful, conscious, always knowing your pulse. Feel the pulse. Feel the pulse of those in your group. Feel the pulse of your program. Feel the pulse of what is happening in the institution. And make that pulse translate into something that you are processing here. And that you use what you process here to adjust how you are moving on that journey. Stay focused, stay mindful, and stay ready. And I want to close with just one more message to you all this afternoon. And that is, no journey that we enter should be a lonely one. Never. And therefore, we have to recognize, and as a sociologist, I can't leave this room without saying this. We are people who thrive very well and should be thriving very well with positive energy and positive support and people around us. We are social beings, which means that we grow based on the interaction, the type of interaction that is around us. But as you enter into this journey like a flock of birds who take that journey together, find people of like minds. Find people like yourself who support you and who share the journey and the goals that you have designed for yourself. Your peers, your family. And if you realize that there are peers that you associate with who don't share your journey and who serve as distractors from that journey, maybe you're in the wrong flock. If you are part of a space that is not as healthy and you can't come out of that space, then maybe you could look at institutional staff. How could our staff support you to manage that space? Note well, the university is blessed, and I tell our students that we have a health service unit where you as a student could get free psychological and support services without going to the very pricey persons out there and the professionals who are charging an arm, a leg, and perhaps a toe to be able to get that kind of counseling, that kind of professional support. That is available right here. You could get social support, psychological support through the SSD, which is this division that is supporting this right now. There are support in terms of housing, in terms of just being able to settle a bursary. You may be financially pressed, and how do I financially support myself while I'm here? That information is available. Find out where we could get that information. Go to the administrative members in your department. Go to the academic staff. That is the freedom that you have in that journey, use it and use it widely. And I want to end with one quotation. And I'm a big person about self-love and self-care and self-determination. Even as a sociologist, when I recognize that this is a world that sets agendas for us and tells us that we can't set agendas even for ourselves along that journey. And here's what I want to leave with you. Fall in love with taking care of yourself. Fall in love with a path of deep healing. Fall in love with becoming the best version of yourself, but with patience, with compassion, and with respect for your own journey. And with this, I say thank you and so high.
Thank you so very much, Dr. Esnard. And of course, the room is still because persons have just been absorbing all of the wonderful nuggets of wisdom that you've shared. Students, I don't think I need to speak on your behalf. We can take to the chat and show some love to Dr. Esnard. I see lots of love coming through Dr. Esnard. Dr. Esnard, we want to say thank you so very much for sharing. And students, I mean, there you have it. This is a responsibility. This is an important responsibility. And I think the fact that you are here and engaging in the way that you are is saying that you are definitely offering yourself to take on this responsibility. And so, of course, we are here, all of us, we are here to support you. You are now part of a fantastic community that is the UWI St. Augustine Campus. We are student-centered, and certainly we are here to ensure that you are successful. So, Dr. Esnard, we want to say thank you again so very much for taking this time to share with our students. And again, the love is coming through in the chat, and we appreciate that. So thanks again, Dr. Esnard.
You're welcome.
So students, I know that you've been paying attention. I'm not going to even ask if you have been. I know that you've been paying attention. And we want to invite one or two of you just to quickly just share some of the things that you may have taken away from Dr. Esnard's presentation. There were a number of action items that she shared there with you. So as usual, your hand will go up. I see Alex. Alex's hand is already up, and Hannah. Wonderful. So Alex, we'll toss over to you first. Just share with us what you may have taken away, any of the key points, and then Hannah, you will also get a chance to do so. So Alex, over to you.
All right, yeah. I took away know your pulse, know your network, do a temperature check, and self-love, self-determination, and be sure to, well, as a part of knowing your networks, the professional support, knowing the professional support at UWI, St. Augustine. And one last thing is to take charge of your journey.
Wonderful. Thank you, Alex. You can congratulate Alex. So Alex, a member of our team, will reach out to you. We have something for you. So thank you for sharing. Hannah, you're up next.
Hi. My main takeaway were the tips that we got on proactive curiosity. So essentially, when you meet barriers or obstacles, don't give up, but try to use problem-solving skills and overcome it, because it can help you to develop responsibility for your own academic journey. So things like knowing where your lecturers are, knowing where your resources are, would help you to develop that skill.
Wonderful. Thank you, Hannah. We can congratulate Hannah. And Jeremiah, I see your hand is up as well. We'll take your contribution, Jeremiah.
Okay. My favorite part was to focus on yourself and not to be in with the crowd. You know, the last part where she said, fall in love with what? Taking care of yourself, or making yourself a better person, was something that impacted me a lot, because that was really it. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Wonderful. Thank you so much, Jeremiah, and for everyone who shared. Thank you. And it's really good to know that these messages resonated with you. So at this point in our program, students, we are going to give you an opportunity to meet with members of your faculty. But before we do that, I want us to do a roll call. I think we should do a. So if we can have the list of faculties represented today, all 8 faculties at our UWI St. Augustine Campus, if I can ask my team to just share that image on screen so that we can take a look at it. And students, let us know in the chat which faculty you're repping today. So let's start with our Faculty of Engineering. Can I see those who are repping for engineering today? Let us know in the chat. Let's hear those from FFE. Let us know if it is that you are part of the Faculty of Food and Agriculture. Let's hear it from those from the FHE, Faculty of Humanities and Education. Let us know in the chat if you'll be joining FHE very soon. Faculty of Law. Can I hear from all of those from the Faculty of Law? Let us know in the chat. Faculty of Medical Sciences. Yes, we see you. Let us know in the chat that you are on and locked for the FMS. Our FST posse, Faculty of Science and Technology. Let's just see who's repping for FST this afternoon. Our students from the Faculty of Social Sciences, please let us know that you are here and you are locked on. And from our Academy of Sport at the UB St. Augustine Campus, let's hear all of those joining us this semester. Faculty of Sport. Yes, all right, wonderful. I see a lot of action coming through in the chat. So I'm not going to waste any more time. You will now get a chance to meet with representatives from your faculty. So students, we are asking for you to choose the room relative to your faculty. So I think we should have that image up on screen now with the respective acronyms detailing which faculty we are repping this afternoon, and we're asking that you just join that room where you'll get to meet with a member of your faculty. Feel free to join that room at this time, and we'll see you back in the main session in just a moment. So there we have it on screen. Just take a moment, look at the room, and please join. All right, you'll get a chance to meet with a member of your faculty, and we'll see you back in just a short while in our main session. Thank you. All right, welcome back, everybody. I know that you are still in transition, no turbulence though, but still in transition, getting back to the main room. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. All right, so we have come to the end of our program today. So we have quite an exciting program planned for you as our final session of Smart Start. So we look forward to you joining us. We encourage you as always to visit our FYE website to check out our calendar of events for all of the upcoming orientation activities as mentioned. And of course, for you to stay connected with us via all our social media platforms, including Instagram and our FYE YouTube channel. A recording of today's session would be made available in just a few days. So we look forward to you visiting our YouTube channel as well and sharing this with your friends as well who could not be here today. So students, thank you once again for spending this time with us, and we'll see you again next week. Thank you, and do enjoy the rest of your day.
Don't forget to subscribe,
like, share, comment,
and make sure to follow our social media, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and our FYE website.